everybody, and welcome back to Chatting the Podcast with your girl, Nyla Nijere. And we're gonna have the real conversations that matter. You know, we're all about real talk from real people with real perspectives. And this segment is all about generational shifts. And who else than the woman herself, Miss Kurshay, here with us today to talk about unmaterialistic fashion.
Yes,
and I'm so excited because I'm gonna let you give your whole, tidbit about yourself, but what you do specifically speaks to this, and I feel like it is such an amazing shift for our generation because I can't afford all the other stuff, but I can still be cute in the same way. Hello. So, give us a little bit about yourself, what you do, things of that nature, so we know who we talking to today.
Okay, well, hi everybody. My name is Kurshay. I'm a stylist and a makeup artist, and my fashion styling is literally based around being a shopper with a budget, a cheaper budget.
Hello.
Because just like she said, like my pockets ain't financing that.
Yeah, especially every outfit. Like I can't do every outfit. But so talk to us about how you got into, being a stylist, how you got into makeup. Like what's the journey on that?
So my journey started honestly because I was being hard-headed. I used to model.
Okay,
I started
great.
around maybe when I was 12 or 13. It might have been younger. But I was never a size. I was always a size 12. And I was considered plus size. And in that era, the sizes for my size, the clothing.
Speak on it, real talk.
The clothing wasn't cute, and I'm supposed to walk down this runway.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't.
Represent something you don't even feel good in.
I can't.
Right.
And also, I was working with shows that they didn't know how to do my face. And I'm like, I'm going on this runway. I'm getting these pictures back. I look crazy. I don't like myself. I can't post this. So honestly, just me being hard-headed and just wanting better for myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start styling myself and doing my own makeup.
You said hard-headed. I said God's vision to get you there.
I like
You know
that
what I'm
better.
saying?
I really like that better.
Because I feel like I was literally it's like a common theme in these conversations. But just the fact that I feel like everyone I've talked to, they've experienced something that gave them that spark.
Yeah.
And it's like, had you not had that experience, because I do know, I ain't no model, ain't nobody ever asked me to model or nothing. I would, but ain't nobody asked me.
I'm about to say, that may be coming soon.
Hopefully. But in that, arena, I watched America's Top Model a couple of times, and it's like, there's one stereotype. This is a model. And that's why even, when Rihanna, she did her rebranding and just showing appreciation for every body type, every skin color, just people. Because as a society, we're dynamic. We might have a doppelganger, but even your doppelganger a little different. You know what I'm saying? So for your style specifically, what kind of looks do you go for and why?
I would say that my style is very different from the norm.
Right, as it should be.
I love to mix patterns and colors, and anybody that is around me knows it. And honestly, if it stands out and I can make it work, I'm going to make it work. So honestly, a bold statement outfit.
Yeah, I love that. That's how I am too, because it's I saw you talked about an interview, I'll look at the thing that everybody's and I'll just make it something better. And I love that because, that's how I move about life, for real. I'm just trying to see what I like and just make everything better. So with that, keeping that in mind, you're talking about your brand, right? And a lot of people have brands, but I like that your brand is bigger than just you. It's bigger than just style, and it's bigger than just the moment. So talk to us about that and even where that came from.
So it was a very long process. It was a lot of praying, definitely a lot of praying, but I wanted my brand name to speak to not just only me, but other people.
Right.
So Beauty of Kalan is literally the embodiment of natural beauty.
Yeah.
So with me, I just come in and help and push that force of, I can do your makeup, I can style you, I can make you feel good, I can pour into you. But I also want you to remember that you are beautiful within yourself as well. So.
And what was a moment for you that kind of sparked just the sense of, wow, I'm doing what I need to be doing? Because I feel like that doesn't just come overnight. You know what I'm saying? So for you, what was that monumental moment that made that shift for you?
I can definitely say I've had multiple monumental moments, but I can say April 1st, the fashion show.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 down. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
and
you,
I
thank
love
you.
just like the vibe. We had some great models over there doing their thing. But the pieces itself spoke to like the audience. And I love that because it's also like it's attainable.
Yeah.
And I think from social media to friend groups, like all that stuff, people think that in order to have a certain status, I gotta dress like this, I gotta talk like that, I gotta have these changed, I gotta walk like this, I gotta talk like this.
No.
So like, how do you feel about, just that aura in society right now?
Everybody wants to be like everybody else.
Right.
Nobody has their own identity, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks. And then when you step out on your own, then you're judged by the mass. So even when you step out, then you feel internally bad about yourself. So it's like you really can't win when you step out on yourself, but also you have to have that self-confidence. Because not everybody's going to support you. Not everybody's going to love you. But as long as you love you, you good.
Right. And I love that too. You talked about, that self-confidence, that self. Because I think a lot of people don't know putting on clothes isn't helping you. You paying somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And people, they think that just just clothes are just clothes. But even we've had some clothing brands, all that, it's bigger than what you put on.
It tells a story.
It tells a story. And it also has relevance to our community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people who refuse to go to a thrift store and wear hand-me-downs because growing up, all they had were hand-me-downs and going to the thrift store, and I think that's where we can even speak on that generational shift, because it's like we have just reclaimed so much.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I started going to the thrift store because I couldn't afford those other stores.
Yeah.
But like even just finding gems, it's one of a kind. Like I'm not going to go to the store. Like say I go into Forever 21, I can go out to a party and everybody else is going to have the outfit
shirt,
on.
right.
I go to Goodwill.
Yep.
Ain't nobody coming in with my outfit.
Yep.
So I think like just that originality from going to the thrift store. And I mean, sometimes the clothes can be a little funky.
But I like the search though. I like the search.
I do too. I do too.
I really do like the search. Like I used to watch people who had gloves, mask on, and would be going in them $2 bins.
Them $2 Tuesdays at Goodwill.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. I used to skip class. Sorry, Mom. I used to skip class for that. Yes, I did.
Wow. But it's like, when you find something where it's like you couldn't have found that nowhere else, it feels so good. And I think that might just because I like to shop. But like the feeling of getting something, like I got a North Face for like $11. I was so proud of myself.
That is a good price.
You know what I'm saying? I love a good deal.
Yeah.
But I think just showcasing the fact that you don't gotta break the bank to have a little pep in your step. No. And I just love that you showcase that and even bring that inner beauty like out of women. And how did you even, I'll say, come to that place to know like this was what I feel like I showcased? Because I know with my podcast, I feel like we lacked conversation. So I want to have those conversations. And, with you talked about highlighting self-love. So like, where did that kind of stem from to be able to tap in like that?
It came from my personal experience.
Yeah.
I didn't have the self-love. I didn't have the self-confidence. And when I was working with other people, just seeing like the excitement and the happiness like that poured into me and gave me the same joy that I felt that I needed. So it was just like me helping somebody else get that. I'm like, you know what? That feeling feels really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So that's honestly where it came from, my own personal experience.
And do you have any like inspiration? Like, is there specific things that you kind of find yourself showcasing more for a certain reason? Like, I know I talk a lot about just Black culture, Black history, just Black essence, because I feel like we don't be talking a lot about our stories. And a lot of the things on one of the episodes we were just talking about, a lot of people are informed in a way of just media, things like that, right? But wanted to kind of bring it to the media to have those conversations that mean much. So like for you, how do you kind of have your inspiration to be like, this is Beyonce, this is the moment, this is the look? Like,
I can honestly say for where I am right now, my clients kind of push that. So my friends, my best friend who I style a lot, she'll step into a room and her confidence is impeccable. And like she can walk into a room and you'll be like, you know what? Something about her. But that outfit is bomb. I've been out with her multiple times and they have complimented her outfit. So I feel like the clients that I have, they portray my message. They bring it out.
I love that. I love that for you. And I know if you speak on it a little more, you said inner beauty, but I know you related it also to something with Adam and Eve, talking about being clothed. So like where did that symbolism come in for you too?
So my birthday is March 21st.
Okay.
And during this period when I was praying over my brand, I was going through the Bible and Genesis 3:21 came into my head. I'm like, okay, the beginning of my brand.
Beginning.
All right, okay, God, I see you.
Okay.
And then I read it, and it basically speaks on how God clothed Adam and Eve.
Right.
Now, it can go over your head, but all I saw was God clothed Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
God gave me this talent. I'm clothing other people. God, I'm taking it.
Yeah. That's deep though.
Yeah.
That's deep. And I love that. I really love that though, because I feel like we miss the important simplistic moments.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you literally created a brand off God's message to you.
God was gonna be in my brand no matter what.
Hello. So like coming from we'll go back to like being at Del State, being in college, all that. Like what's the journey been like for you kind of graduating to finding your place now? Cause me, recent college grad, class of 2023.
Ahead,
how y'all doing? But we've been finding our way. We're trying to find our way. So like, what would you tell to a upcoming makeup artist, upcoming stylist, creative, fashionista, that really helped you kind of set your tone for yourself?
Well, I can definitely say I hated school.
And that's okay.
But honestly, what I would say, it sounds a little cliche, but step out of your comfort zone and find your people. Because if you're around people that don't see your vision, you ain't going nowhere. You're just going to sit there stuck. But honestly, when I got out of school, I found multiple internships where I learned.
Okay.
I learned everything that I needed to learn in the process. Every business taught me something different. So I got my experience, honestly, through my internships. And the internships just came from me just sparking up a conversation. It was never no interview process. Yeah, I mean, when something is meant for you, God will lay it out for you. So that's honestly been my journey.
And then do you have any, we talked about you being like in fashion, modeling, things like that. Do you in the future have goals to impact the industry? Because I can see it. Like I can feel it. I can see it because I feel like passion mixed with purpose is unstoppable.
Yeah.
Literally unstoppable. And it's bigger than just the clothes. It's the message, and the people that's on TV getting paid to do some of this stuff, they do it just because of the surface level aspect of it. So like for you, is this something that you kind of want to do to impact the fashion industry as a whole?
I mean, so where I am, just like I said, when God makes something for you, he makes the pathway.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like, if I impact 10 people or 1 million people, like, long as I'm doing my job, I'm good. I'm happy. So, do I believe I can break through? Yes, I see a future for myself in this. And I'm very, very happy. I'm very successful. But long as I'm doing what I need to do and listen to God, I know that he's going to make a pathway. Everything's going to work out for me.
No, I love that. And I think from your style to even the fact that like breaking trends, like I'm aware, because that's the thing. I feel like every girl got the same outfit on every single time I'm going out.
Yes.
Like, you get called, not even that, because, you a fashionista. I feel like I'm somebody that can put clothes on. I think it's a difference, but the fact that I just do a little something different, it's like, ooh, girl. So like for you, how did you break out of because I feel like in some point of our life, we kind of just try to fit in. Like, I remember I used to wear the choker, you know what I'm saying? A little off the shoulder, 20-something teen to look like, everybody else. But like, what was that transition like for you to kind of just, because I feel like there's a certain type of confidence, there's a certain type of just, this is me, that you gotta just hit the world with and pop out with when you're just feeling yourself. So what was that, I guess you could say, transition like for you to just say, this is all me? Because I know you talked about like, confidence, things of that nature. So Yeah, how was that transition?
So when I started modeling, and I would start doing these shows, everybody looked the same, everybody weighed the same, everybody had the same measurements, and I'm sitting there like, this isn't realistic. Like, this isn't realistic, and I'm sitting here, and the clothes that I'm wearing, I don't feel confident. Like, nope. And then it transitioned into my social life, and I'm just like, you know what? It's okay for me to stand out. I've been standing out in this industry, and I'm still making jobs and still making money.
Yeah.
I can do it here too.
Yeah.
So definitely the modeling aspect when I first started, that definitely made my shift happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say to your younger self getting started when God first gave you or made you realize you had this amazing talent? Like, what would you have told yourself at that time right now?
I would definitely say that you're more capable than what you think. Your talent is there.
Yeah.
It's for you. It's your blessing. It's not for nobody else.
Right.
If it's so passionate on your heart, run with it
Right.
now. And don't be so lazy. Don't get comfortable.
Ooh, getting comfortable. That's a good topic because I feel like this is all about generational shifts. We're way too comfortable. Way too comfortable from the things we're learning to the things that, business, all that type of stuff. Like, people are scared. That's why when I see your page and I see your outfits, that's why everybody's like, because that makes, when Kaylin walks in a room, everybody else is uncomfortable. Not in a bad way, but it's like, ooh, I wish I would have had that one, So like for you, how did you get out that uncomfortable state? Because I feel like, the saying, they say that diamonds are made from pressure, right? And I feel like you can only be your best self when you reach and go through obstacles to be that best part of yourself. So how did you kind of stray away from the comfortability? Because it's real easy to just sit and wait. But to go and do and find and become your brand and yourself as the curator, like, how do you do that?
I put myself in uncomfortable situations.
Right.
If an opportunity came to me and I was excited about it, and then the more I thought about it, I became scared. I'm like, yeah, this is meant for you to do this. You're going to have to do this.
So what was the situation where that happened for you?
I
know I'm like all up in your business.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Let's start with something small. So in school, we have speech class.
Yes.
When I was younger, I was very outgoing. I loved to be first, talk, and all that. And as I got older, I wanted to sit in the back. I was okay with sitting in the back, going last, or not going at all. And I'm like, you know what? You can't be like this no more. If you want this future for yourself, you're going to have to step front and center. So when the opportunity came, who wants to go first? Me.
Yeah.
And ever since then, putting myself in uncomfortable situations.
So that fashion show, how was that? Like, how did that come to be? Like, and was that an uncomfortable situation for you?
No, it felt like home.
That's great.
And I believe it felt like home because my support system was so big. And they were there. And just, because I also walked out with my line.
Yeah.
And when I walked out, and I even had my friends in my line too. So it felt like home. It felt like I was meant to do this. And then I closed out the show. So I was just like,
show's stopping.
There's no room to be insecure at all. So.
Yes, I bet you that was so liberating. Like, to have your own, like, style, but then to make it into a show to just share. And for you to close that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was there. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. I'm going to be at the next one.
It's okay.
Might even try to walk in it. Let me say, y'all walk. We're going to put that in there for the next one. But, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. But in terms of the fashion show, you said it felt like home and you talked about your community. So, like, can you speak on, this is one thing I just always kind of repeat every episode because I feel like you're only as good as those you have around you, right? You're only as good as your community, the people that are pushing you to be better, do better. So can you talk about how your community has just has such a huge impact on you?
Oh my goodness, my community, they are strong. Anything that I do,
Right.
anything that I do, they're there. Anytime I just want to spend time and have my family around, they're there.
Right.
Like, my family is everything to me.
Right.
And the love is returned.
Yeah.
And I think that if I didn't have that support, I would have sat in a comfortable space. Because it was them pouring into me, especially my best friend. She would talk to me and be like, sis,
Right.
get it together. Get it together. And
Yeah.
we've had those talks a lot.
Yeah. But you need that.
You do.
You need that. Chelsea. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times she looking at me and I'm looking at her like, how we gonna make this work?
Yeah.
Like, how we gonna make it work? But your community, they're the ones who I feel like ultimately they're the pressure to add to the diamond, the family, the friends, you know, the people who not only support you, but know that you could be so much bigger and better and you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
And I think that's big. And I just love not only your community, because we got your community, part of them here today. Like, and that's why I love y'all, because y'all part of my community too. We are a little community. I love that. I love that for us. I'm inviting myself into this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I really do just love it, because I think also too, as Black women, sometimes people are so quick to compete instead of trying to work together to uplift, right? And so when I see instances where like the only competition is with myself, but I'm in the midst of learning and growing, oh baby, you're gonna come with me. Like I'm not about to just, and sometimes I feel like, talking about generational shifts, people get so caught up on, I gotta bring them with me instead of bringing them a part of the process.
Yeah.
Like your friends being like, listen, you trying to do this? Use me as a model, baby. Do what you need to do, because I know and I see your vision. And so like, that's big.
It is.
That's big and it's important, and I really, really, really thank you so much for coming here and talking to us about this, because it's real and it needs to be talked about. And I'm going to the thrift store and we're going to find me an outfit for a little photo shoot that's coming up, because I want to be cute like you.
All right.
But thank y'all so much for chatting with us, and we had a great time. So I will see y'all on the next episode.